situation, I was only able to get 2 of her chins in the picture. Alright, so that's Donna. Remember I was telling you about the lady that was saying this is a stronghold for the KKK? Yeah, that's the lady. You remember I was telling you about the lady that decided it was okay to bully me over at the Seventh-day Adventist? Well, that was her. When somebody is in a state of crisis, bullying them isn't going to fucking work. That's just going to make shit worse. So maybe you should think about it before doing so. Now, of course, I did have it recording when I went over there. And I also made sure that I recorded it. And, of course, if she's going to come out and bully me, well, then I don't mind leaving, and I don't mind taking a picture on the way out. See, that's one of the things about holding a position of power, is that when people don't do what you want, you can just abuse that power. It's un-American, but, well, if you have a position of power, then you don't have to act like an American, do you? No, you don't. Most Americans have to go humdrum every day, back and forth, through whatever their fucking lives bring them. You move to Florida, you might have to live through a hurricane. You live in California, you might have to live through an earthquake. You live in Nebraska, you might have to live through a tornado. Life is inherently risky, yes. But then there's also risk based on humanity. Do you see a person as a human being? Is that person worth listening to? Is that person worth keeping their word to? And most often that comes down to what do they have they can provide you with. A lot of y'all say, oh, that's rude, that's rude, that's rude. When did honesty become rude? When did telling somebody the truth become rude? It's a good question. Well, we even got cartoons that try to teach that boys are dumb. There's a lot of boys that I know that are highly intelligent. But you know what? That doesn't matter. What matters is your perception of men based on your stupid decisions. Don't get me wrong. If your daddy raped you, that's not your decision. That was your daddy's decision. Your decision to blame all men and hate all men and join man-hater groups and destroy the lives of innocent men, that's your choice. And that's the choice that many of my predators made. A lot of these people didn't start off intending on being predatory. They started off not listening. They started off by talking over me because they didn't want to hear it. It takes too long, so they're not going to do it. It takes too long for them to do their job, so they're just going to ignore their duties. God bless America, right? So this Donna lady, she only had to bully me the one time for me to go, you know what? I'm not going back to that place. It's unsafe. Now, I did hope that today she was not there because I do have to worry about people abusing their power. Kind of like the homeless lady that works with her. And she also works down at the Northwest Senior and Disability Center. And this lady was not originally homeless. She just ended up homeless. And Eli knows who she is. I could probably get her picture off the internet pretty easily if I wanted to search it. But I don't. When it comes to systemic abuse and being blackballed in any given area, That blackballing comes with a lot of abuse. And a lot of people ignoring that abuse and pretending that that abuse can't be happening. See, they don't allow me a place in peace and quiet to fill out that paperwork. But they will give out my personal information right there in the waiting room with a bunch of other people in it. I'm not allowed to record it, but they are. Why are the rules different for them than they are for me? I don't use my stuff for nefarious purposes. I use it for showing the truth. How is that nefarious? The nefarious ones are the ones who are trying to hide it, who are trying to make any excuse why it's not their job, why it's somebody else's job, and to pawn me off again. All these places told me it wasn't their job when I first got here. Each one of them at least twice. Now I'm being sent back. I already went to them. They don't do that job, so why am I being sent to them? They pretend my disabilities don't exist because they don't want to do their job to investigate crimes against homeless people. I'm still disabled. They do have a choice in the matter. They can choose not to do their job, which is against the law, or they can do their job, which is not against the law. However, if they choose not to do their jobs, which is against the law, then it is definitely an unsafe situation for me to go back to. Now, with Donna, she didn't do the horrible shit that the cops did, right? That's right, she didn't. What she did is bully a victim. Now, I said before, like what, 6 months ago, that I wasn't going back there because of Donna. Because I have to be afraid that she'll abuse her position of power, which she does, in fact, and indeed have. I also recorded with the stuff with Susan about her. And also, today, going back, I did half expect it. How could I not? When you take advantage of an at-risk and disabled adult, you do so knowing that there are potential consequences. Be you a police officer, a mental health worker, or Donna, you know the consequences. You just hope you won't get caught. When you do get caught, you throw a tantrum. Then you end up on the internet. Congratulations, people. You've shown yourselves to be a thoroughly stupid peoples. Thank goodness for the ones that aren't completely stupid. But they're few and far between. Or incredibly selfish. That tends to be the case more often than not. Now, the last time I went over there, the day that she decided that she was going to bully me, and I went over there, took a picture of her the last time that I went. I was like, hey, if I got to deal with these predators, I'm going to make sure that I have their faces so I can show them. Cops don't want to do their jobs. Donna doesn't want to do anything. Bullying a victim for trying to come forward is the way they do things in this town. Talk circles around them and send them in circles. I guess that makes me the most intelligent person I know for recording it. Now, if you want to use your position of power to retaliate against a victim, I don't care where you work. I don't care if you're a preacher molesting children, or if you're a police officer raping women on the hood of your vehicle. Wrong is wrong. Now, I'm not willing to rape you to show that wrong is wrong. Like I said, there are certain things that I'm not willing to do that my predators absolutely will. And that's one of them. Do you really think that Ted Bollinger gives two shits about any of you as human beings? No. Like most of the addicts out here on the streets, what he cares about is his addictions. And of course, when he's fucked up on drugs, he wants to bust a nut extra, and that's extra important to him. Important enough that he was willing to use his daughters as sexual objects. How dare I speak up? I should roast in Hades for speaking up. Now, is this kind of behavior anything that I would expect out of people claiming to be Christians? Well, yes, it is. Of course it is. I grew up with my family claiming they were Christians. Primarily when we were in small towns, because in small towns you have to be a Christian in order to be, well, accepted and fit in. The most judgmental people that I've ever met claim to be Christians and say things like, "You can't judge me, only God can do that." Now, before this whole fucking mess got started, I told y'all what it's like going to my friends and family. It's all about them talking over me, saying whatever the fuck they want, but not hearing anything that I say. Too busy trying to give advice. I don't need you to give advice. I need you to listen to me. Listen to the crimes that are being committed and help me to fucking turn them in. Abusing me isn't fucking help. Abusing other people in front of me isn't help. And you notice I'll save my abuse for the internet. I'll get on here and I'll speak it loud and proud for God and the world to hear. Profess by mouth and all that bullshit, right? Now, of course, I don't see Tiffany still, and I don't see Charlie. And do I hate them for it? No, I don't. I absolutely don't. I don't get that luxury. Like, you got no idea how hard I try to hate people who are obviously evil. There ain't nothing good about Ted Bollinger unless he's trying to fucking sweet you out of something. I'm a 22% battery. Oh, is that them? No, wrong color. I'm not racist against green cars. I just couldn't tell where the sun was coming through. I suppose I should probably make sure that my battery doesn't drop too fast. I love telling on predators. I hate how it ends out when you're called mentally ill. But trying to get people who are abusive off the streets Yeah, that makes me feel better. Now, Donna, like I said, she's the lady who was saying how it was a fortress for the KKK. She's supposedly an upstanding community member, too. So her words ought to have some clout, right? Yeah. Susan shot down most of her words. On this channel, by the way. There's a reason I speak up. Somebody has to. Yeah. Obviously, it is a stressful situation, and obviously, moving is not the solution. I don't have the money to move. I don't have the money to reestablish myself anywhere. With all of these mandated reporters that I went to, they just wanted to talk over me and tell me to do things that they know I can't do for myself. That I'm incapable. It's something that every one of them has been made aware of, but every one of them wants to argue with actual medical professionals. Well, how's that okay? And how's it okay that when I have to turn in a police officer, instead of turning in that officer, I'm sent to one of his friends in mental health? Well, that's not going to go over well for me. See, turning it into any of these agencies is a conflict of interest. They've committed crimes against me to prevent me from turning them in and to deprive me of resources. And then pretend that when I'm victimized into doing desperate things, that I'm a bad person for doing desperate things. Well, I haven't done anything truly desperate here, have I? I haven't lit anything on fire. I haven't blown anything up. I haven't threatened to kill anybody. I haven't shot anybody. Haven't stabbed anybody. Do you pay attention to my actions? Or do you just get angry when I scream? Pretend that I'm evil because I curse. You're going to find more evil in church clergymen than you will ever find in me. But you don't get that. You're never going to get that. Poor Donna, she got her picture taken. Well, now she's up for the whole world to see. Don't bully people. And if you got a position of power, for certainly don't bully people who are going to speak up and have a platform to do it. If you want to abuse your power, that's on you. That's your choice. I'm not going to feel bad in the least bit about showing the truth. I'm not going to feel bad in the least bit. Is that a true statement? Of course it's not. I don't want to expose this shit on YouTube. I want the goddamn cops to do their fucking jobs. I want these people who are supposed to, first of all, there's supposed to be measures in place to make sure I don't get ripped off this way. But those measures that are supposed to be in place are working the opposite of how they're supposed to. And people want me to shut up about it. That's not going to work. See, that's one of the things about locking me up and thinking that's going to work. It doesn't. Drugging me illegally. Yeah, that's not going to shut me the fuck up either. They let people hurt me until I attempted suicide and then punish me for it. So you can go fuck yourselves. And then there's these people who claim that they'll turn in the crimes I'm turning into them. Well, tell me what crimes you're turning in then. Tell me what crimes you're turning in. Read them back to me. That's what they're supposed to do. Now, and we've had to call back and see what those people have actually done. Have they turned in any of the crimes committed against me? No, they didn't even try. If it had to do with another mandated reporter, they ignored the situation. They are taking advantage of at-risk and disabled adults. And this is not fucking okay. Wonder who they're chasing. Anyway, it's obvious that Tiffany and Charlie are not going to be showing up anytime soon. And I'm just going to be wasting gas if I keep on driving. We'll turn off the video here, even though I definitely need to keep it on because of police harassment. Especially after poor Donna, she had her picture taken. Well, now it's on the internet, just like mine. Now it's the front cover to a video, just like mine. You don't fucking like it? Why fucking why? Maybe you should have listened to me instead of blowing me off. Pretending like I'm not allowed to be angry, but I don't have a position of a power where I can abuse someone for telling the truth. I've got a YouTube channel where I can expose the fact that I did tell the truth. And that's what I do, isn't it? Now let's make sure, it says I got 18% battery. Let's make sure I still have battery later if I need it, because I probably will. You know how we end these videos. Good to be rid of you. Thank you for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and no victim left behind. You're also your sister's keeper, even if she's a pain in the ass.